That is Team Casper. 7 worlds worth of skill, you may say, here when it comes to the abilities of some of their players, especially we're very familiar with someone like Keen, of course, coming from the PC background.
Yeah, familiar with most of these guys, but he's here to tell us we're doomed. We might be doomed, but they have not been coming through in these first 3 games. But as you said, these guys, very well experienced. I mean, they all, I think most of them, a lot of them have LAN experience. I know the Avangar boys do. I'm not sure if 54th does or not. But yeah, I mean, a lot of competitive experience. So should be coming through. And you always got Keen there to keep it light.
I mean, Casper in the interview said that he's been competing since 12 or 13 on for esports at least. So a lot of experience when it comes to LAN. Look at that, chilling, sitting back.
Comfy.
Yeah. I wonder if a lot of players play with their shoes off for that comfort level. Maybe
they do.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Wait, you have your shoes on right now?
No, I have them off.
Ah, there you go.
Hey,
see?
I got them off. I'm comfortable, but
you gotta cast shoeless.
Shoeless, pantsless is
Pantless.
what a lot of people think.
Steady.
Hey, whatever's
They'll
not
never
shown.
know.
Whatever's not shown.
And there's our last place team feeling really good about things.
But I think
I'm glad they look happy.
Toby looks pissed.
He looks
pissed. I think he was expecting to be a lot higher.
Raising the roof.
16. There you go.
16.
That's
lucky number.
Doing that good finger math there. But you know, what are they gonna do? I mean, they've been having some struggles today for sure. They're having a great time though.
So going into at least tomorrow,
yes.
Do we predict that these teams will have done VOD review tonight and possibly come with different strategies and tactics?
If North America is anything to go by, I would say yes. What about you, Para?
I would say probably.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll definitely take a look. But you know, we've kind of seen everybody owning their own positions. We've seen a few teams switch it up, but not too many.
That is the thing, in that I think we've had, for the 4 games that we've had so far, I suppose, quite a, 3 games even, sorry, the slight deviation in some of the drop patterns, where you have had some of these teams going off the beaten track, as it were, trying to drop elsewhere, even be a bit opportunistic. We saw one team, I think it was London IV, in game 2, dropping really late in the plane and taking the entire west side because they knew nobody else was in the plane with them. It's the perfect opportunity to be opportunistic.
Yeah, and then in game 3, they tried to go for Zarky, but they found themselves, you know, having another team on Zarky, which when does that happen? So they got into the boats and made their way over to Stalder Kameshki, who remained in circle. So yeah, I mean, people are adapting as they go through for sure.
Adapting. I feel like a lot of players are just adapting to the plane flights that they get, right? I mean, we don't see any teams dropping early, getting a vehicle, and going to, say, Primorsk with this plane, which I'm kind of disappointed with. I would like to see these teams kind of go for those desired loot.
All right.
There's our nighttime plane.
There you go. Time for game number 4 here as we get into things for the PUBG Mobile, brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9. Of course, this is the Star Challenge for EU. It's time for the plane, boys. And it's not a bad plane once again, to be honest.
Straight up. I gotta say, I love it when we pop the sunroof open on the stadium and let the night air in.
It feels good. It feels good out there.
It's very nice.
How much should we pay that pilot though? I mean, flying over.
It's pretty close.
Five games. How much should we pay him? Must pay him a lot.
To go that low.
To go that low, that many times. Yeah.
Look, he's a trustworthy individual, and I think he's getting paid very, very well. But look, we got multiple teams going to military now. Or, well, I guess that's a Milli Novo. And then I'm actually kind of surprised that we've only seen 2 teams go on Military Island here.
Well, 15, they dropped their last game as well. So maybe they are trying to kind of claim that for themselves.
Also a bit of a split coming out from Toby's team here, knowing that I guess they realized nobody else is dropping over towards Novo and maybe some of those smaller compounds to the south of it.
I think they have just gone everywhere.
They're just going with it.
Yeah, they're on a world tour.
They're on a nationwide tour of Arangel.
They went Yasnaya one game, Primorsk another game.
Yeah.
Nova 2-2 split. I think they're just going with the flow.
You know, they could have had Primorsk every single game, but they just keep trying to go different places.
Which isn't, it's not
Look
bad,
at Razak.
but
Primorsk
straight
I think that's for a lot of cars over towards George, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a few teams heading over to George. Yasnaya. Also, we might have a couple of teams in Pachinki here. One might be going a little bit farther if they get spotted out here.
Damien and Rax going to be going against each other if that continues.
Yeah, interested to see where Lenny goes. Ooh, look at that.
Spicy.
Another southwestern circle.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. It's time to go over to our commentary team. Commentate that circle, boys. Let's go.
Commentate that circle, we will indeed. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And we are still continuing to see teams adapt where their drop points are based off of the previous games. You can see Fuzzface, instead of going to containers, him and his squad are going to the Stalwart Kameshki split. And we see a lot of teams trying to go into the center cities, Razak and Pachinki, whether they're fighting vehicles or whether they're all just fighting over the single city between them and multiple other squads. We have yet to see, but I think there are 3 squads in Razak still.
There's a lot of teams over there for sure. But also we saw a very interesting circle. A lot of water mass.
Yes.
But also there's a little part of a military base island on that. But we can almost count that out already, which means that the playable area in the first circle is more or less like 35%.
Yeah, maybe a little more, maybe close to like 40%. We're trying to be a little too accurate here. I'm picking at straws here. Not necessarily relevant, but yeah, look at this. This is going to be Razak. You can see it's already 2 squads here, and you can see I believe there is another squad on a boat. Just went off the minimap. That's going to be Hairo's squad, I believe, driving up towards Yasnaya, which already has 2 squads in as well, though. So that may have been a rough decision.
Well, they don't know that yet.
Yeah, I'm saying it may have been.
Yeah. Oh.
Luke
Wait.
ends up falling. Okay. That was over towards Kameshki.
What did he do?
I'm assuming he fell off of a bike because he was like riding around the Stalwart Mountain. You can see him up there on the northeast.
His teammates are far from him, though.
They got vehicles, though. They're going to be able to get to him.
Yeah,
he'll be fine. But you can see how
gone.
packed everything is around the Razak area. You got the 2 teams in Razak, and then you also have another squad up around school.
Hey, look at this, though. Mazzarini's team, they actually grouped up this time.
They're
not
together?
doing the 2-2 split.
What?
They are split up in 2 vehicles, though. So they're still sort of doing 2-2 split?
Yeah, there's still there are 3 vehicles, actually.
Is there 3?
At least,
oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. But we don't know yet. They might split up now on this circle and loot 2 different areas.
So here's Hyra, our current leaders. Still, even after going out 16th, a huge gap between them and even second place. Rolling up on Yasnaya, where there are still 2 squads there. Casper and Lennon, though, they're in a face-off with each other, and Stereo already takes a little bit of damage, wants to go out on the second peak, can't land the shot with the Car 98.
Now, he has a S12K.
That's the backup,
yeah.
Ooh. Dosh taken down very, very low. Raptor, I think, has already gotten taken out, though.
Yeah, he's probably
so it's a pretty big trade there, at least. Revy's going to be running around to try and get the revive. Hyro wants to wait a little bit before he pushes up and assists his teammate, just trying to overlook that.
It's going to be hard for Hyro, though.
Look at this. Casper, they're getting in a vehicle and they're driving away. They don't want to commit onto this.
Yeah.
But by doing this, they're also stealing vehicles away.
Oh, okay. He was jumping out for the other vehicle.
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
they're grabbing both.
I thought he accidentally jumped out and they were just driving away like, yep, that's your fault.
Yep, your fault. Bye. That's pirate code. Fall behind, get left behind. But no,
so
he's got
I don't think Hyro there got any meds.
No.
Because they only looted 1 house, more or less. One yellow house there for 4 people.
Exactly. It's not looking good for them. So they really have no choice but to push into Yasnaya. You can see on the minimap they're still getting closer and closer in, hoping that the pressure from, that's not Toby's squad, Squad 14, that is, I believe, Mithrane's squad.
Yeah, it might be,
The other squad in Yasnaya. Hopefully the pressure from them onto Raptor Squad gives them an opportunity to push in and start to kind of find maybe a weapon or 2 to deal some damage and to slowly carve out a way for themselves. But by doing so, it's going to slow down their rotation timings because they're going to have to go into the circle, which is a southwest swing centered north of Quarry.
Now, the problem is, it's not a problem for them. The big problem is for Raptor's team because they're pinched down inside the city. So even if they try to move out there, they're going to get shot at. I'm not sure if they should know that they're pinched down right now. And they need to wait for one of the teams to actually move out, and then they can move out behind them.
I don't know if they would have retreated if they were aware of how few items Hero were able to pick up. Because Raptor was downed. That's probably by the 1 gun that squad had, which scared them off. But if they knew, they didn't even get the revive on Raptor. So the fact that they even lost a player there meant that they wanted to fall away. But if they knew that they only had 1 little building to loot up, they may have gone on the push and may have tried to take Hyro out early on once again.
Well, also, that's Hyro our #1 team right now, and Raptors team #2 right now
Yes.
that was fighting each other.
Yes, that's a really good point. And they're still going to have to continue to loot up both these squads and then find an exit out. Thankfully for them, Mithrain, they're already on their own rotation, you can see. They're pushing down south to find vehicles on that southern road before they rotate in themselves. But they're not the first ones to do so. You can see all these squads already rotating in, trying to find center. It's been a very center-heavy meta so far in this event. We may start to see that loosen up a little bit because of how much pressure there's been on that center area. But still, at least for these first teams that are rotating in, they are trying to get something that is at least close to center, if not dead center.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you've been seeing all the action on the minimap, if not being a participant of it. So you should know by now, this is game number 4. Hey, everyone's going middle. We should go on the edge and just take it easy. We'll take something on maybe circle 4, circle 3 or 4, and then we crash somewhere. What we think is a good place to go.
Yeah. Actually taking one of those compounds on the west coast here wouldn't be a bad choice in this circle.
Yeah.
Just because it's far away from where a lot of the action is going to be, but it is not so far away that a hard shift will completely mess up your strategy. Because even though it's on the edge of the land, it is not on the edge of the circle.
This is not bad either. Casper's team taking the so-called God compound. It's unlooted, so they're gonna, except for them already being looted, they're going to get even more loot, and they're all there by themselves right now.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good compound, as you said. Yeah, it's very early on. No one's trying to hard commit just yet if they don't have to, and as we suggested what may be happening, no one's trying to bomb in towards the exact same spot anymore. They're leaving it a little loose.
Yeah.
They're leaving space for other squads because no one wants to go out first.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the teams already did go center in the earlier games. They lost a player or two. You don't want to make that mistake again. You don't want to have, like, Buddy crawling in the bushes every game.
Yeah, that was, they got a little far considering what position Ollie Pocket squad was in.
Yeah, I think he got him 5th place in the last game.
Yeah.
But they only had 1 kill, so in the end, it wasn't that good.
Still. They got the points of getting up to 5th in a situation that was quite rough and could easily see them go out, lower than 10th.
Yeah. At the same time, we saw Buddy wasn't the best on judging where the circle was. He was like, hey, I'll stay outside here. It's just circle 7, 8. I mean,
it can be a little stressful sometimes in this game.
Yeah,
Let's not worry too much about that. So the circle's in the process of closing in. It's about 1/3 finished right now. And you can see the last few teams that are rotating in continue to try and get inside the circle.
Look at this. Suntouch team, they're taking what we call the glass building close to the West Bridge to the military island. They got 4 USs, so they can take anywhere later, build a fortress with that. But what they're doing right now is they want to hold the bridge in case it hard shifts back towards military island. They know they got the bridge. No one's going to be there.
Mithrain squad rotating around, driving off in the distance. They're coming in on the eastern side, and they're actually getting quite close to Malamadras. If one of those teams stops to try and put pressure on the opposing one, we could see some road kills early on. Rax also here taking a hill early on in the game. This is almost dead center on top of a hill. It's a little risky because there's no hard cover, but so early in the game, the chances of someone really hard pushing onto you, a full commitment, is low. And so right now they're putting themselves in a position to just deal damage and potentially get kills on teams rotating around them.
Now, this is a pretty good spot they have here. At least on PC.
At least on PC.
Mobile, I'm not sure it's such a good place to actually hold. And I think a lot of the players are actually influenced by how they play on the PC, and they try to put that into the mobile play style as well here. This is a prime example of how Suntouch is holding this compound.
Yeah,
and the bridge.
What's also good, what we failed to mention, is that they were actually the team that was looting up the military base. And we were saying that, a team could stay there in the early game, but they took the opportunity to cross over as early as possible, because if they waited much longer, it's always a possibility that you're then going to get bridge camped and stopped from crossing over. In fact, Toby Wan's team on the south side, they're aware of that as well. And so they're not going anywhere near the bridge. They're hoping to find a boat, I'm assuming, on the southern side and drive up perhaps on Primorsk, if not northwest of Primorsk, on those beaches over there, depending on where the circle is.
Actually, again, we kind of see a lot of teams stacking in the center. We got a few teams up on the north, though. I mean,
it's always limited on what spots you can take.
Yeah, of course it is.
And a lot of these squads coming in through, they may feel pressured that there's no other spot for them to take, but look at this next circle. It's basically a smaller version of the first circle where there's a tiny little sliver of the military base of Sosnovka Island, but it's mostly maybe like this is like 40%, 35% of the main island of the playable area in this.
I'd say it's 4 this time.
Okay.
This time.
Okay, we're gonna agree. Yeah. Tiny details aren't that relevant, but a lot of these squads are going to have to continue to rotate southwest past Quarry, which means that there are a number of choke points.
Look at this. Sudi, he already got full level 3 armor, helmet, backpack. He probably went for one of the crates, probably the one that was in Pachinki, because that's where Rax and his team was looting in the beginning, and they had a drop closer. Oh my god, look at that.
AWM, but it's a fight breaking out. Homer from Lennon already taken down. Stereo out in the open. But Lennon and Bogdo pushing in, trying to get a trade on Varietta. But Varietta does have teammates around this area, but they're a little spread out. They want to be able to find those angles. Varietta just running away, doesn't want to overcommit onto this engagement, understands the situation that they're in. Wants to wait for backup for the teammate. This means that there's an opportunity for Homer to get revived, but that's a good trade for Lennon if they can group up and find crossfires to continue to keep this team kept inside this small little pocket.
Now, that knock was actually the key to that play there. Varietta could, with that knock, be able to rotate back and group up with his teammates again to make sure that he doesn't get pushed. Oh, yeah.
No one's overcommitting right now. They're just waiting for the other team to poke out. You can see the player on the eastern side from Maz's team, but look at the third-person angle.
Yeah, no, they're the same team. Teammates. I was also like.
All right, yeah, okay. It's learning these players is a little bit of a struggle apparently. Suntouch, they would actually push forward as well. They're moving far away from that bridge and getting over towards the ferry pier area.
Suntouch and his teammates are pretty good PC players. I'm kind of surprised they're not playing more aggressive, to be honest.
No?
Yeah, because I think like they got the potential to actually play more aggressive and get those kills going. Right now, we're seeing them pretty passive, playing more of the just playing for placements. But I feel like in this tournament, with 20 points per kill, you want to go for the kills.
Looking at Mazza right now, Mazzarini's squad. And they're playing a little too conservative for my taste. They're giving a little too much room, but a push in onto the upstairs of a barn building nets 2 downs for a Hyro and 2 full kills as well. And they've taken this compound on the edge of the circle. So that's 2 kills versus Mithrain. That's 3 total. It is now just Mithrain left.
Yeah, it's only Mithrain left now. And look at this. We still have 60 people alive.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be rough for him to try to get some placements from this game.
Having a couple of rough games there. I wonder what that smoke is out. We may have missed a knock, and that was a revive smoke. Or it could have just been a smoke thrown out for a distraction. But Face Smoker's a little distracted from the other way because it looks like another team is up on the hill northwest of them. And then another team coming in from the south. I believe that's Raptor's squad on the southern peninsula. Kate S is aware of this and trying to push in towards the rest of the squad so they're not caught out.
Bogda's got a really strong position from here because he can just prone here and grab so much information by looking above the balcony.
It's only a small little angle. Doesn't want to commit into this building. I'm a little curious why, though.
I'm not sure why he's watching that way. Yeah, this is the way you should be watching.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they know that Raptors team actually beached over there.
Raptors squad.
Look at this. We got another team coming in from the south there as well.
Yep.
11. I think that's Toby One's.
That's Toby One's squad coming in. They're able to find a boat. They're going to be rotating in. The thing is, they're coming a little late for my liking. And you can see about all these beach spots that they could enter on are already taken. You got Mazzarini. Well, it's a single player of Mazzarini up on the northwest. But other than him, there's still Fuzzface's squad there. And then those 4 squads, actually, including Malamadras on the northwest, 3 squads in Primorsk.
Yeah, it's going to be rough if they try to beach the boat in Prim there.
But it looks like a lot of these squads are already in the circle and they're keeping it stable. It's just a couple of shots ringing out from Primorsk to try and keep their positioning strong. The thing is, those are 2 squads kind of gate kept on the peninsula, potentially 3 as well, because Mazzarini, the north of those 3 squads there, could also get punished by Malamadras there on the western hill. So we'll see if they can bound through the buildings, if they ever have to leave. But that may not come to fruition just yet, because Primorsk is still relatively central, even though it is on a peninsula because of all this water. We got to see where this next circle goes before we can really figure out how the game is going to continue to play out.
Looks like Toby's team is taking the smart move here. They're waiting for the next circle before they actually make a decision. All right, where are we going to go and beach our boat? Because right now, it's just a few seconds away, so they don't need to commit yet.
Still just testing out the waters that everyone's doing.
Mazzarini is on the move now.
Oh, this is a little dangerous. He's driving away and giving his position away, but it's a northern swing up on the top. It's centered around Quarry, and this is going to be a bad situation for those teams in Primorsk because they all need to leave, but by doing so, they're going to have to come into contact with each other. Already rotations coming around Fuzzface. They actually started to rotate a lot earlier just to be prepared. And they're rotating past Casper's compound. A couple of sprays coming out, but not too much damage landed. They have a nice path to break line of sight as much as possible.
And as you mentioned before, it's hard to hit those moving targets, especially on like a bike, which is really quick.
So look at this. Raptor, they actually came in. They didn't come in on a boat like you'd expect being on that end of the peninsula. They came in along the beach on these vehicles, which means that they still have these vehicles for a retreat to get into the circle themselves. I don't know what we can say about the other teams in Primorsk or about Toby Wan, who is still out in the water on the boat. That's going to be an arduous journey for that squad.
They're still just chilling out there in the water. They still haven't made up their mind yet. Where are we going to go, guys?
I don't know. I don't know where Mazzarini's going to go either. He's able to find himself in the circle, and he's just trying to go dead center, which is a risky move being the last player, but it looks like he's ahead of a lot of other squads, so he may have priority. That is, if he's able to avoid Spike. You can see squad number 6 on the minimap. That squad is all surrounding that area, and it looks like they've rerouted Mazzarini's lone vehicle away just because of the pressure of another 4-man squad around him.
Santach and his team is just holding down a fair pair there.
Yeah, they don't need to move out. It's still in the circle, and from that position, they're able to control a lot of area around them. It's another one of those spots they can get punished for trying to leave.
Wait, is Mazzarini going to go? No.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, I think he's further away.
Okay. Okay. All right.
we just...
This is the number of squads around each other, though. Damien holding a spot. Casper coming in as well. But this compound is already taken by Raptor. So where are Casper going to go instead? They could hold that wall if they wanted to, but the pressure from Damien on the west side is going to prove too much for them, and they're not comfortable sticking around here. They're just going to let Raptor and Damien squads fight it out, duke it out with that long range tap fight.
Toby's team actually made a decision now.
Yeah, they're coming onto the beach on the west, but they're still a long way away from the circle, and they have to go on foot. Also on foot is going to be this push up to Damien from a completely different squad. Gommer is already taken down. There we go. Finally, LBW is able to chime in, able to use that crossfire for assistance. Gets a couple of knocks himself.
But they already lost Goma, though.
They already lost a number of players, but they took out 2 from Mazza in return.
Kind of worth trade, but at the same time, you want to keep all 4 alive for a late circle.
Oh, Mazzarini, he's discovered the last player has to vault over the wall. Could have gotten punished with that animation, but he's going to stay alive for now. He's going to rotate around the side. Chimas is definitely aware of this, though. They're checking the corner to make sure that he is fully exited. But Revy's swinging on from the opposite side. Could come into contact with Mazzarini, and he is indeed. Mazzarini is taken out. That's going to be the first team out. Only 15 teams left, 54 players. And Raptor, they're keeping control of this compound.
Raptor himself is dead, though. We lost him early in Yasnaya.
He's the mind. He doesn't need to shoot. He expressed this himself.
Yeah. So now he doesn't need to focus on playing himself. He can just focus on coaching the team, making sure they make the right decisions.
Nades come in to try and stop that revive, but they don't make their way inside the shack. This gives Apu the opportunity to get Ramus back up. Revive completed. First aid kit deployed. But another shot immediately onto Omen.
And he's in a worse position to actually get up, though.
They have the smoke, they can do it. And Vic Herons on the side, on the back, could give the overwatch needed. But DGR from Torti trying to push in on the Suntouch's compound.
Does he know that they are there?
I think he expects it at least. There are a couple of nades being thrown out.
Look at Real's position on the balcony there.
Yeah, he definitely knows
Yeah, I think
Adarusha is there.
they know about each other right now. Both is just third person looking, trying to find each other.
Pop that adrenaline shot. This is the perfect time to do so. He's going to be running around. They're not overcommitting onto this. Just checking out that window. Making sure that they're not flanked from the opposite side. A nade is going to get primed. It's aimed. And it does make its way into the window. Finds the angle forward, but Reels, in the meantime, was able to trade out his teammate.
Gilary up.
Casper also pushing on to Rax. But Bimbut is lying down, but Casper does spot him out. That's already 1 kill. Can Sudi get a trade? Sudi drops 1. It's Keen down.
Can he get another one?
Casper dropped down prone. Then 54 HQ off on the side as well.
Rax gets knocked as well. Ooh, that's a good nade.
Went a little too far, though. It's just Jansen and Sudi left, however. Sudi currently using a first aid kit, trying to get as much heals as he can because he is the first line of defense. Hopefully Jansen can get Rax revived. And Fuzzface, they're coming in on the backside, though. This puts a lot of pressure on Casper because they may be a line of sight there from those 2 squads. Keen has yet to get revived as well. Oh, no, he was revived. He was revived. He was currently in first aiding. I was wondering why they weren't going for him just yet. And Sudi is now also dropped. It's just Jansen. I don't know if Rax was revived elsewhere because I don't see him on the map. In the meantime, there's a fight breaking down. And then little picture-in-picture on the southeast. Torchies is pushing in on another squad. But Jansen, he's priming a nade. He wants to chime it in. He sees all 3 players lined up.
Can he make it?
Will it reach? I don't know if it goes far enough. They're running away.
I think it was... No.
It didn't go far enough.
It looked like it was on the dead body there. On the box, but it was something else.
Purty versus Hero. Lining up on the staircase. Gets a little bit of damage. And even gets it down in a full-on kill. Arxie's taken out. It's just Torty left, I believe. I don't see any more of his teammates.
Did it bounce out? No, it didn't.
But it went to the bottom floor and it stopped a potential push. And that's all that was needed.
Hero's team down to 3 people right now.
They did lose the 1, but they already have 4 kills.
But they only need 2 people.
They only need 2.
That.
Yeah, Torty, last member left. He's pulling away from this engagement. He doesn't want to commit to it because this is now on the edge and it's not a great compound for them to hold. And so he's able to drive away, trying to find a better spot in the middle of the circle. There's a lot of field in this circle, though, so he may just have to find a bush to set up with his UAZ and use that for cover. Or he could go to this crate.
Or
not.
Run into a
Good,
team
that would have been a risky
soon
move.
Here.
That would have been a risky maneuver. I don't know exactly where he's going. He's trying to get dead center of this next circle. There's not a lot of field in this one. Most of the field has been taken out.
Yeah, now this circle has a lot of open space in. You have 2 compounds on the east side there of the circle and a little bit on the northwest as well. Apart from that, it's mostly like open ground in the center of the circle. And you have a little bit of hill on the south and the north side to work with. So with 44 people alive and 15 teams, a lot of them are going to be dropping here.
Exactly. We're about to see a lot of death because these teams have been able to kind of snuggle up with each other, elbow to elbow, but there's not going to be much more room in this next circle. Omi already gets it down for himself. Lennon also taken down. The play zone drops Yu from Toby's squad. Don't know if that's going to be a potential revive because the circle's about to close in about a minute, but a spray down comes through. Chris drops Heisenberg. Omen gets a full kill as well.
Now, the hard part with 2 teams like this, they're on the edge of the last circle. They need to move into a new circle. But because they're so close to each other, they're trying to hold each other out. And that might end up bad for both of the teams.
Toby hiding out in the bush. He's not the last on his team. He has 2 teammates ahead of him, and they could crossfire onto Raptor's squad. If Toby can get a couple of initial knocks, and he looks like he's trying to line up for it, this will be big. If he can get, they're actually right next to each other. If he can get the easy spray down, easy tap fire onto these players lined up, he wants to wait for his teammates. So he's going to go for it, but he didn't hit enough damage. And now he just gave his position away, and he's shot. Taking a little bit of damage, has to hide behind the tree, and his teammates, they don't seem to be interested in helping him out. They want to just keep position on the edge, and Toby Wan, he's fine, just playing spoiler on the side, being a nuisance on the back of Raptor.
They're next to each other. Rasmus and Casper's team.
In fact, yeah, actually, Casper, they're shooting out. They had it down onto Apu, about to get a second on Omen, but they have to reload. Rammus, though, they certainly know that there's a squad right next to them. And there are more and more squads starting to roll up. You can see how far the blue has closed in. Omen now almost taken down. Vikaren's down as well.
Look at the south part and the southwest part of this circle, how stacked it is right now.
We've already lost 14 players the last time we checked in on the player count, but there are still 13 teams alive. A bunch of little snakes, and that's another hard shift onto the western side.
Ooh.
Everyone on Casper is prone. They're staying 4 alive once again.
This circle is more or less just open area, except for where Damon's team is. They're on the hard northwest side, and they got a few small buildings to play with. Except from that, we're going to see almost everyone going to die here now.
Chim is here from Raptor. He's the last one remaining. The damage from Toby was enough, but look, Jansen hiding out in the bush is approached by Casper. He is able to get one drop, but immediately traded out. So that's going to be a revive. Casper is going to stay as 4 strong. This does utilize a couple of meds. This does mean that the next time Samsa gets taken down, he bleeds out faster. But still.
Yamsi should have gone for a flush there, going for the insta-kill after getting that knock to secure at least 20 more points.
Yeah.
But he tried to go for another knock.
A little bit ambitious of a play.
Yeah.
If it worked, it would have been amazing.
Yeah, but you still have all 3 other members as well. So, and without any cover, it's going to be really hard to do that. If you don't have like M249, 100 bullets, and just spray all over the place. Look at this.
Look at all these teams. You can see on the minimap just how many of them
Look
are
at Rasmus. He's crawling up on Lennon.
That's true, yeah. He's actually the last player of his team. And he still has to make his way into the circle. The blue has started to close on his back. He's got the run out in the open. So are Casper, about to cross over Toby. Myra's already taken down. It's just Baka Punk left. Mithrane out in the blue still with the spray down onto 1. Can he get the second? He has to reload. He's taking damage from the blue.
They were totally lined up. Will he get second one here? Come on, you can do it.
He took him down low enough that the blue should be enough to finish it out. I don't see him in the kill feed.
Yeah,
Where'd he go?
I don't see him.
Well,
there we go. There we go.
All right, Playzone does take him out. Mithrane also falls as well. He took too long with that engagement. Senix with the lineup, able to get it down initially, but immediately traded out. And now Casper just rolling over this squad. That's another squad out. Raptor out in 6th place, but there are now only 5 or top 5 teams, 14 alive.
Hero here. They got 2 members up. 1 is knocked still.
Don't get the revive. You only need 2.
Yeah. Oh, did he throw a smoke the bounce on Hero?
See, there we go. He does bleed out.
All right.
Hero does bleed out. They let it happen. They did it on purpose because they know that their power is unlocked when they're at half health.
I mean, they were going to take free wins. That's what Dave said, right?
Exactly.
So this is
it. This is the time. This is the time for it. Swalker here, last member from Spike. Has to heal up. Have taken a lot of damage.
Oh, look at that spray. The DP.
Eric shooting down, trying to get some damage. A lot of these players have lined up. Damien, he also has a teammate. Swalker by himself throws out a nade. I don't know if it's going to hit. It's a little far of what he was trying to go for, it seems. Where is it?
I don't know.
Where is it? Was it a flash? It looked like an HE, but I don't know. Yellow here trying to take some shots on the Samson, but Samson was able to get behind the tree. This is a good, interesting spread by Casper, but they're still going to have to push into the circle, and as you said, there's virtually no cover in this. That's why you see so many smokes used by Fuzzface and other squads to try and find some way into the circle. Pyro peeks. Oh, he's running out. Eric takes a little bit of damage from the side through the smoke, but the visual cover is enough for them to stay alive, but they're going to be potentially running directly into Fuzzface. Chris here pushing up. Yeah, they're just on opposite sides of a smoke wall. Chris pushing directly forward. No fear at all. Needs the 180. Finds the second player. Gets the knock. Can he find the last? Can he find the third? And that's it. That's Fuzzface's squad taken out. 3 squads left.
Harris team doing some work. As we said, 2 players. That's what they need.
That's all they need. Just easy 1v3.
Look, another one.
Continue to push forward. They're just wrapping around and they're coming across and they're taking out every single piece of opposition. Chris is taken out, so just 1 player left, but a lot of damage deployed by the teammate makes it a 1 versus 4. We've seen Hero's squad do similar features against Casper, actually. Casper's squad have thrown a 4v2 before. Oh, but Eric is pushing forward. That was such an ambitious run, but he's able to get to his teammate and get the revive, and they have the meds to heal back up. Question is, are Casper going to use this opportunity to push forward? No, it's a nade comes out. A nade. It gets the kill. It finalizes the kill onto Chris, but Eric is still alive. He was out in the open for a split second, but now he's still alive. Another nade comes through. That one bounces off, and it bounces to the side. Does it still have the angle? It deals a small smidgen of damage.
Look at how 54 is crawling on the west side, on the left side there. He's just trying to get an angle while the others are pushing him on the right side, and there we go.
They peeked out. He looked like he had a lineup, but 1v2, a lot more bullets coming in into his face than he could deploy himself. And so that is going to be Casper making up for game number 2 and getting first place. Hyro, though, still with a second place finish.
14 kills for Hyro and 15 kills for Casper's team. That's still a lot.
A lot of kills for the top 2 squads, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, I thought that Casper's team was actually going to make a push from that knock they got, the initial knock. Then they knew that the second guy ran to the rock as well, and they could have just gone straight on, just bomb rushing that, all 4 together.
True, but at the same time, they were aware of the man advantage that they had. So, could you not consider that they just play it slow, play it safe by rushing? It could have led them into a situation where they took a lot more damage than they necessarily needed to.
It could, and also since Hyro had the hard cover there, don't remember, I think it was Erkin that was the last one out.
Yeah.
He could have peeked right, left, peeking them one after another as well. So it was the smart choice by Casper's team to actually just utilize the nades, trying to flush him out from that position so he couldn't stay in the cover.
Yeah, definitely a good finish by Casper. Like I said, making up for game number 2. I'm sure that they were a little upset when that throw happened, so they should be really, really happy this time around. But still a second place, and still 15 kills for Hyro. We saw how big of a gap it was between the even 1 and 2, much less 2 and everyone else. This is only going to swing that even higher.
Yeah, they're trying just to grab those, secure the first or second spot coming into tomorrow already.
At what point is it too much to come back from? But that's not the ones who won this round. It's going to be Casper and the rest of his squad. And we're going to throw it back onto the desk with, the stage with Tanya to interview them once again.
So I'm here with Team Casper, with Roman and Gosha, and now we will talk a little bit about the game. First of all, the same situation as we've seen the game before, 1 versus 4 against the guy from Turkey. How did you manage to win this time?
We didn't make the last mistake like we did previous time. So we just rushed him. So we knew where he is, and we just followed him at S4, and that's worked.
So you've had a pretty tough start, and then you just rise on the tournament table. What do you think helped?
We're good players. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Tell me about your strategy. What do you discuss before the game to win this one?
Just to have good communication and to act as one, you know, like with all the screams, and we're like pushing like all the time from second game, I believe, because the first one was really terrible for us.
Tell me, having pro players in the team, does it help you here on LAN tournament?
Yeah, of course, because because these guys.
We have so much experience in PUBG. We know map and second map, and yes, we all know maps, and that's help to us. Yes.
Okay, something to say to your fans, to all the subscribers. Traditional question. You have this opportunity right now.
We'll crush everyone.
This is a very good ending of the interview. Thank you very much, guys. I wish you good luck in further matches, and over to you guys.
Tanya, yes, there are no friendly ghosts here in this round as Casper is able to take the victory over Hero. And we saw kind of, again, that very similar situation. These two teams really showing up. They showed up in Game 2. They were at the very end there. We showed up now in Game 4. They're there once again. But a reverse situation this time. Casper coming out on top.
Yeah, and I think if you're Casper, you got to feel a little bit good about that win. Obviously, you feel great about the win, but then getting it over Hero after... You know, Hyro did them dirty in Game 2 with that grenade, the one grenade squad, right? Well, not this time, damn it. Casper coming in with the 15-kill W.
Honestly, I was kind of unsure. I was thinking Hyro might have been able to take that first place there, but let's check out some replays.
That's right. The highlights brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9 here once again, and early action from the very beginning.
Yeah, this was one of those weird circles down towards the southwest that had, you heard Froz and Cam talking about it. There's so much water in play right off the front, off the jump that, teams had a hard time kind of deciding where they wanted to go.
And we see that kind of a bit in these circles, right, where it's like a second, third circle, 35% water. That makes the conflicts happen all the quicker.
Look at all these snakes just biting. Snakes are biting today as Mythrain getting the double here.
Not only that, bush Wookiees, right? The bushes
Snakes and
here,
bush Wookiees,
yeah, the bushes in PUBG Mobile are super strong compared to PC. I feel like there's a lot more cover that they do provide.
Especially if you've got that corn of
the corn,
the
corn suit, and a green helmet, you blend in.
Yeah,
you are become bush. And here's Hyro coming out with that.
The
DP has been being a real big player here towards these late games. Just the ability to spray down that way.
Okay, this was the grenade that took out Chris.
There it is.
Oh, the alternate angle. Nice.
Yeah, I like it. Popping out the
hard
corner.
Peek.
Yeah, there you go.
Going to be there this time.
See, if there was a player for Hyro that I thought maybe could clutch it, it would definitely have been Aircorn because rank 1 right now, remember, on the season leaderboard. So that means rank 1 is solos, duos, and squads for EU. And number 2 on the EU leaderboard as well. So I was kind of over here hoping Aircorn could pull it through just because he is ranked so high on the actual leaderboard for PUBG Mobile.
Oh, I think regardless of if they didn't clutch it or not, I think they're still racking up a lot of points.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty
15 kills.
They're appointing themselves quite nicely so far today with the 2 first places and now the second.
Absolutely, doing themselves very good justice indeed. So that's
I still need one more win though.
You still need one more win.
I'm getting nervous. I'm getting nervous.
You got really close, but if you do get one more win, bear in mind that's a first place. 16, yeah, we'll leave that. Second place, and then potential first place. If that does occur, that's an OMG level of performance for a day 1. If that occurs, let's take a look now and see exactly how some of those points shaped up. With Casper taking the 500 points for the win, 300 points for those kills, and that puts them at 800 points there. So that's going to really boost where they were. Looking at the other finishes, what do you think and make of what occurred during that game?
I mean, has there been a game other than the game 3 where they came in last place? Hyro has gotten over 10 kills in every single one. I think it was 13, 15, now another 14. I mean, these guys are just coming to frag out, and it's unreal.
They brought out the big guns, I think is fair to say. Let's take a look at 9th through 16th as well here. Toby, look at that.
Look
11th.
at him. 11th. He's moving
Slowly
up.
eking it
Moving
up.
on up.
All you have to do is get a boat and stay in the water for forever and not have to interact with people, and you can stay alive for a little bit longer.
And a bush.
It was an innovative strat.
Yeah.
Innovative is a word for it.
That's one way.
And they're dropping different locations almost every single game, which is interesting. So
Yeah.
looking at the Hyro Casper lineup, we got 2 kills on Hyro, 5 on Casper.
We said we were going to see his
First
face
and
here a
second.
lot.
Yeah. What a
There he
beautiful
is.
face, by the way.
Well,
But,
he's all up in there.
all up in there. So our team's starting to feel that pressure then, now that we are getting to the end of the day here, of day number 1. Is the pressure building on up? I mean, what do you think the tension is in that room in the stadium?
I think it kind of has to be. I mean, maybe not necessarily, that huge, overbearing type of pressure, but at this point, I think everybody's starting to look and see where they're kind of lying in the leaderboards and saying, okay, do we still have a shot at second? Because clearly, I think a lot of these teams are probably going in here thinking first is pretty much out of reach at this point. But do we have a shot at second? It's not. It's not out of reach by any means.
Right.
But just, I mean, you've been here for 4 games, and you're seeing Hyro. I mean, that's got to do something to you mentally.
I think that's fair to say. I mean, I don't think we will. Looking at these games, there is no sign of slowing down, really. Aside from the 16th, which again was kind of this anomaly. It kind of came out of nowhere. They do look phenomenally strong.
Let's see. One more game. Then I'll say the same thing you guys are saying. Just because I want to remain with that profit title, right? I'm getting a little nervous. I'm surprised.
You've earned it.
Yeah. Well, I haven't earned it yet. But I'm surprised with
there.
Torty. I mean, I feel like they deserve a win. And Raptor to Raptor. I feel like his squad, they also deserve chicken nuggets here as well.
Yeah?
But I don't know. One more game to go.
Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, the teams that you're mentioning are definitely kind of separating themselves from everybody else and kind of showing themselves to be a very, very consistent squads. And it should pay off.
The front of the pack looks extremely strong.